Unit 64. 3151. Accessory. 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 A thing that can be added for convenience. Addition, adjunct, necessity. 3152. Accolade. 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 An award, honor, award, criticism. 3153. Apex. 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 The top or highest part. Peak, pinnacle, base. 3154. Aviary. 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 A large enclosure for birds. Birdhouse. 3155. Bigotry. 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 Intolerance toward those with different opinions. Prejudice. Intolerance. Tolerance. 3156. Convention. 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 A way in which something is usually done. Custom, practice. Innovation. 3157. Disparity. 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 A great difference. Inequality, gap, equality. 3158. Domicile. 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 A person's residence. Home, abode. 3159. Epitome. 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 A perfect example of equality. Embodiment, exemplar. Antithesis. 3160. Faculty. 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 An inherent mental or physical power. Ability, aptitude. Inability. 3161. Filament. 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 A slender, thread-like object. Strand, fiber. 3162. Flux. 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 Continuous change. Flow, fluctuation. Stability. 3163. Hegemony. 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 Leadership of one state over others. Domination, supremacy, subservience. 3164. Mode. 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 A way or manner of doing something, method, manner. 3165. Savant. 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 A learned person. Scholar, expert. Ignoramus. 3166. Summit. 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 The highest point. Peak, apex, base. 3167. Surfeit. 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 An excessive amount of something. Excess, glut, scarcity. 3168. Theocracy. 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 Government by religious leaders. Ecclesiocracy. Secularism. 3169. Velocity. 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 The speed of something in a given direction. Speed, pace, slowness. 3170. Watershed. 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 An event marking a turning point. Landmark. Turning point. Continuity. 3171. Admonish. 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 To warn or reprimand. Rebuke. Scold. Praise. 3172. Belabor. 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 To argue or elaborate in excessive detail. Overemphasize. Omit. 3173. Depose. 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 To remove from office suddenly. Oust. Dethrone. Enthrone. 3174. Distend. 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 To swell or expand. Swell, expand. Contract. 3175. Forsake. 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 To abandon someone or something. Abandon, desert. Keep. 3176. Garnish. 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 To decorate or embellish. Decorate. Adorn. Strip. 3177. Overcome. 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 To succeed in dealing with. Conquer, defeat. Yield. 3178. Provoke. 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 To stimulate or give rise to. In someone, incite, arouse, soothe. 3179. Reiterate. 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 To say again, repeat, restate, omit. 3180. Secrete. 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 To produce and release a substance. Discharge, emit. Absorb. 3181. Sunder. 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 To split apart. Separate. divide, join. 3182. Antiseptic, 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 preventing infection, sterile, clean, contaminated. 3183. Approximate, 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 close to the actual, but not exact, rough, estimated, exact. 3184. Asinine, 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 extremely stupid or foolish, foolish, absurd, sensible. 3185. Circumspect, 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 wary and unwilling to take risks, cautious, prudent, reckless. 3186. Complacent, 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 willing to please others, accommodating, obliging, uncooperative. 3187. Cosmopolitan, 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 familiar with many cultures, worldly, sophisticated, provincial. 3188. Dispirited, 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 having lost enthusiasm, dejected, discouraged, enthusiastic. 3189. Eclectic, 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 deriving ideas from a broad range of sources, diverse, varied, narrow. 3190. Enterprising, 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 ready to take on projects, ambitious, resourceful, unadventurous. 3191. Flaccid, 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 lacking firmness, limp, soft, firm. 3192. Irrevocable, 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 not able to be changed, irreversible, final, reversible. 3193. Lustrous, 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 shining, glossy, shiny, glossy, dull. 3194. Notable, 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 worthy of attention, remarkable, noteworthy, unremarkable. 3195. Overwrought, 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 in a state of nervous excitement, anxious, agitated, calm. 3196. Profane, 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 not respectful of religious practice, blasphemous, irreverent, sacred. 3197. Raucous, 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 making a disturbingly harsh noise, harsh, strident, soft. 3198. Remedial, 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 intended to correct, corrective, reparative, damaging. 3199. Spatial, 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 relating to, space, geographical, spatial. 3200. Unequivocal, 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 leaving no doubt, clear, unambiguous, vague. Unit 65. 3201. Abduction, 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 the action of forcibly taking someone away, kidnapping, release. 3202. Amphibian, 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 cold-blooded animal living both in water and on land, frogs, toads. 3203. Anthology, 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 a published collection of writings, collection, compilation. 3204. Attrition, 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 a gradual reduction in numbers, erosion, wearing down, increase. 3205. Descant, 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 a melody or counterpoint sung, above the main melody, counterpoint. 3206. Discretion, 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 the quality of behaving carefully, caution, judgment, indiscretion. 3207. Entrepreneur, 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 a person who starts a business, businessperson, employee. 3208. Epoch, 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 a particular period in history, era, age, moment. 3209. Flora, 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 the plants of a particular region, vegetation, fauna. 3210. Materialism, 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 the tendency to consider material, possessions, consumerism, spirituality. 3211. Missile, 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 an object propelled to target, rocket. 3212, moratorium, 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 a temporary prohibition of an activity, ban, suspension, continuation. 3213, ostracism, 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 exclusion from a society, exile, banishment, acceptance. 3214, paradox, 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 a statement that contradicts itself, contradiction, consistency. 3215, perquisite, 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 a benefit enjoyed in addition to salary, perk, benefit. 3216, rout, 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 a disorderly retreat, defeat, victory. 3217, servitude, 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 the state of being a slave, slavery, bondage, freedom. 3218, table, 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 a piece of furniture with a flat top, desk, stand. 3219, tract, 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 a short published work on a subject, pamphlet, leaflet, volume. 3220, wizardry, 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 extraordinary skill or ability, magic, sorcery. 3221, abstain, 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 to deliberately avoid, refrain, withhold, indulge. 3222, allocate, 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 to distribute for a particular purpose, appoint, allot, withhold. 3223, annul, 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 to declare invalid, invalidate, void, validate. 3224, cede, 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 to give up power or territory, yield, relinquish, retain. 3225, cogitate, 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 to think deeply, ponder, contemplate, ignore. 3226, commandeer, 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 to officially take possession or control, seize, requisition, release. 3227, countermand, 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 to revoke an order, revoke, rescind, confirm. 3228, hinder, 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 to create difficulties, impede, obstruct, aid. 3229, hover, 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 to remain in one place in the air, linger, float, descend. 3230, lumber, 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 to move in a slow, heavy way, plod, clump, glide. 3231, nettle, 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 to irritate or annoy, irritate, vex, please. 3232, overlook, 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 to fail to notice, miss, neglect, notice. 3233, rend, 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 to tear something into pieces, rip, tear, mend. 3234, surmise, 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 to suppose something without evidence, guess, conjecture, know. 3235, wallow, 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 to indulge in something with great enjoyment, luxuriate, abstain. 3236, arid, 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 extremely dry, parched, barren, fertile. 3237, ceremonious, 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 formal or ritual, formal, stately, informal. 3238, chronic, 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 persisting for a long time, long-term, persistent, acute. 3239, dappled, 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 marked with spots or rounded patches, spotted, solid. 3240, decisive, 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 able to make decisions quickly, resolute, determined, indecisive. 3241, effusive, 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 expressing feelings enthusiastically, demonstrative, reserved. 3242, haphazard, 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 lacking order or planning, random, unplanned, systematic. 3243. Importunate, importunate, importunate. Persistent, especially to the point of annoyance. Insistent, indifferent. 3244. Live, live, live. Thin, supple and graceful. Flexible, supple, stiff. 3245. Simplistic, simplistic, simplistic. Treating complex issues as simple, oversimple, complex. 3246. Ungainly, ungainly, ungainly. Awkward in movement, clumsy, graceful. 3247. Vacuous, vacuous, vacuous. Having or showing a lack of thought, blank, vacant, intelligent. 3248. Virulent, virulent, virulent. Extremely harmful or hostile, poisonous, pernicious, harmless. 3249. Sparingly, sparingly, sparingly. In small quantities, meagerly, lavishly. 3250. Sturdily, sturdily, sturdily. In a strong and robust manner. Firmly, solidly, weakly. Unit 66. 3251. Apprenticeship, apprenticeship, apprenticeship. The position of a novice learning a trade. Training, internship, mastery. 3252. Brevity, brevity, brevity. Concise and exact use of words. Conciseness, succinctness, verbosity. 3253. Chameleon, chameleon, chameleon. A lizard known for changing colors. 3254. Characterization, characterization, characterization. The act of describing qualities. Description, portrayal. 3255. Component, component, component. A part of a larger whole. Element, part, whole. 3256. Detraction, detraction, detraction. The act of taking away a part. Diminishment, reduction, praise. 3257. Duplicity, duplicity, duplicity. Deceitfulness in speech or conduct. Deception, deceit, honesty. 3258. Endearment, endearment, endearment. A word or act expressing love, affection, adoration, detachment. 3259. Iconoclast, iconoclast, iconoclast. One who attacks established beliefs. Critic, skeptic, traditionalist. 3260. Pessimism, pessimism, pessimism. Tendency to see the worst aspect. Negativity, gloom, optimism. 3261. Phylum, phylum, phylum. A principal taxonomic category. Division. 3262. Precision, precision, precision. The quality of being exact. Accuracy, exactness, inaccuracy. 3263. Satellite, satellite, satellite. An artificial body orbiting Earth, orbiter. 3264. Sheaf, sheaf, sheaf. A bundle of grain stalks, bundle, sheaf. 3265. Skiff, skiff, skiff. A small, light boat, boat, dinghy, ship. 3266. Torrent, torrent, torrent. A strong and fast-moving stream. Rush, flood, dribble. 3267. Turmoil, turmoil, turmoil. A state of great disturbance. Chaos, upheaval, calm. 3268. Abash, abash, abash. To embarrass or make ashamed. Embarrass, shame, encourage. 3269. Avoid, avoid, avoid. To keep away from. Evade, shirk, face. 3270. Contradict, contradict, contradict. To assert the opposite of. Deny, refute, confirm. 3271. Converge, converge, converge. To come together from different directions. Meet, unite, diverge. 3272. Exorcise, exorcise, exorcise. To drive out an evil spirit. Expel, cast out, invite. 3273. Extort, 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 obtain by force or threats, coerce, demand, offer. 3274, exult, 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 show or feel elation, rejoice, celebrate, grieve. 3275, garner, 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 to gather or collect, collect, accumulate, scatter. 3276, infuriate, 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 to make extremely angry, enrage, anger, please. 3277, loiter, 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 to stand or wait around without purpose, linger, dawdle, hurry. 3278, outstrip, 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 to surpass or exceed, outdo, eclipse, trail. 3279, recount, 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 to tell in detail, narrate, relate, omit. 3280, reject, 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 to refuse to accept, decline, refuse, accept. 3281, retain, 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 to keep possession of, keep, hold, lose. 3282, surrender, 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 to give up or yield, yield, submit, resist. 3283, verbalize, 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 to express in words, articulate, express, silence. 3284, apt, 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 appropriate or suitable, fitting, suitable, inappropriate. 3285, cadaverous, 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 resembling a corpse and being very pale, pale, ghastly, rosy. 3286, engaging, 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 charming and attractive, charming, appealing, boring. 3287, forensic, 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 relating to scientific investigation, scientific, non-technical. 3288, hallowed, 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 made holy, sacred, sacred, revered, profane. 3289, impromptu, 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 done without, being planned, extemporaneous, spontaneous, planned. 3290, inadequate, 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 lacking the quality or quantity required, insufficient, lacking, sufficient. 3291, inscrutable, 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 impossible to understand, enigmatic, mysterious, clear. 3292, minuscule, 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 extremely small, tiny, minute, huge. 3293, novel, 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 new or unusual, innovative, fresh, common. 3294, prolific, 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 producing much fruit or many offspring, productive, fertile, sterile. 3295, querulous, 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 complaining in a petulant manner, petulant, complaining, content. 3296, seedy, 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 rundown or shabby, sordid, dirty, clean. 3297, taciturn, 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 reserved or uncommunicative, reticent, silent, talkative. 3298, terse, 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 brief and to the point, concise, succinct, verbose. 3299, gingerly, 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 with great care, cautiously, carefully, carelessly. 3300, strenuously, 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 with great effort, vigorously, energetically, lazily. Unit 67, 3301, affirmation, 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 positive assertion, confirmation, confirmation, assertion, denial. 3302, aftermath, 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 the consequences of an event, result, outcome, cause. 3303, analgesic, 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 a drug that relieves pain, painkiller, anesthetic, pain-causing. 3304, bivouac, 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 a temporary camp without tents, camp. 3305, blandishment, 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 flattering actions to persuade, flattery, coaxing, criticism. 3306, bullion, 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 gold or silver in bulk, ingots. 3307, conflagration, 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 an extensive fire, fire, blaze, douse. 3308, discord, 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 disagreement or conflict, conflict, strife, harmony. 3309, dormer, 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 a window projecting from a roof. 3310, fop, 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 a man overly concerned with appearance, dandy. 3311, hiatus, 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 a pause or break, pause, break, continuation. 3312, progenitor, 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 a person from whom one is descended, ancestor, forefather, descendant. 3313, progeny, 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 descendants or offspring, offspring, descendants, ancestors. 3314, simile, 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 a figure of speech comparing with like or as, comparison. 3315, volition, 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 the power of using one's will choice, compulsion. 3316, announce, 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 to make known publicly, declare, proclaim, conceal. 3317, arrest, 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 to seize by, legal authority, apprehend, detain, release. 3318, cleave, 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 to split or sever, split, sever, join. 3319, commiserate, 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 to express sympathy, condole, sympathize, ignore. 3320, criticize, 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 to indicate faults, censure, condemn, praise. 3321, domineer, 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 to assert one's will over another, boss, bully, yield. 3322, endorse, 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 to publicly support, support, back, oppose. 3323, impede, 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 to delay or prevent, hinder, obstruct, facilitate. 3324, liquidate, 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 to eliminate or kill, eliminate, clear, establish. 3325, loom, 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 to appear threateningly, threaten, emerge, recede. 3326, lull, 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 to calm or send to sleep, soothe, calm, agitate. 3327, negate, 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 to nullify or make ineffective, invalidate, nullify, confirm. 3328, neglect, 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 to fail to care for properly, ignore, disregard, attend. 3329, perforate, 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 to pierce with a hole, pierce, puncture, seal. 3330, rankle, 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 to cause persistent annoyance, irritate, annoy, please. 3331, reprove, 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 to criticize or correct, rebuke, admonish, praise. 3332, unearth, 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 to discover by digging, dig up, excavate, bury. 3333, vindicate, 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 to clear from blame, justify, exonerate, accuse. 3334, comely, 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 pleasant in appearance, attractive, pretty, ugly. 3335, disorienting, 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 making someone lose their sense of direction, confusing, clear. 3336. Garrulous, garrulous, garrulous. Excessively talkative, talkative, wordy, silent. 3337. Implicit, implicit, implicit. Implied though not plainly expressed, tacit, unspoken, explicit. 3338. Inclusive, inclusive, inclusive. Including everything, comprehensive, broad, exclusive. 3339. Incompatible, incompatible, incompatible. Not able to exist together harmoniously. Conflicting, mismatched, compatible. 3340. Jaunty, jaunty, jaunty. Having a lively, cheerful manner, cheerful, buoyant, morose. 3341. Lateral, lateral, lateral. Relating to the side, sideways, central. 3342. Methodical, methodical, methodical. Orderly and systematic, organized, systematic, chaotic. 3343. Objective, objective, objective. Not influenced by personal feelings, impartial, unbiased, subjective. 3344. Obsolete, obsolete, obsolete. Out of date, no longer in use. Outdated, archaic, current. 3345. Perceptive, perceptive, perceptive. Showing insight, insightful, discerning, unobservant. 3346. Pivotal, pivotal, pivotal. Of crucial importance, crucial, central, insignificant. 3347. Puny, puny, puny. Small and weak, weak, feeble, powerful. 3348. Recognizable, recognizable, recognizable. Able to be identified, discernible, identifiable, unrecognizable. 3349. Remiss, remiss, remiss. Lacking care or attention, negligent, careless, careful. 3350. Unconscionable, unconscionable, unconscionable. Not right or reasonable, excessive, unjust, reasonable. Unit 68. 3351. Aphasia, aphasia, aphasia. Loss of ability to understand or express speech, speech impairment. 3352. Ascendancy, ascendancy, ascendancy. Position of power or dominance, dominance, supremacy, inferiority. 3353. Atlas, atlas, atlas. A book of maps, map book. 3354. Composure, composure, composure. Calmness of mind or manner, calm, poise, agitation. 3355. Denotation, denotation, denotation. Literal meaning of a word, meaning, sense, connotation. 3356. Idolatry, idolatry, idolatry. Extreme admiration or worship, adulation, worship, disdain. 3357. Insubordination, insubordination, insubordination. Defiance of authority, defiance, disobedience, obedience. 3358. Maverick, maverick, maverick. An independent-minded person, individualist, nonconformist, conformist. 3359. Mirage, mirage, mirage. Optical illusion caused by atmospheric conditions. Illusion, delusion, reality. 3360. Mores, mores, mores. The essential customs of a community. Customs, conventions. 3361. Pact, pact, pact. A formal agreement, agreement, treaty, disagreement. 3362. Proclivity, proclivity, proclivity. A natural inclination, inclination, tendency, disinclination. 3363. Ramification, ramification, ramification. A consequence of an action, consequence, result, cause. 3364. Replica, replica, replica. An exact copy of an object. Duplicate, reproduction, original. 3365. soliloquy, 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 an act of speaking one's thoughts aloud, monologue, dialogue. 3366, torso, 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 the trunk of the human body, trunk, body, limb. 3367, verge, 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 the edge or border, edge, brink, center. 3368, allege, 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 to claim without proof, assert, claim, deny. 3369, antecede, 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 to come before, precede, antecede, follow. 3370, dispatch, 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 to send off promptly, send, expedite, receive. 3371, fluster, 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 to make nervous or confused, perturb, agitate, calm. 3372, obtrude, 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 to force oneself upon others, intrude, withdraw. 3373, ordain, 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 to decree or establish by law, decree, enact, repeal. 3374, perceive, 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 to become aware of, discern, detect, ignore. 3375, roil, 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 to disturb or irritate, agitate, upset, calm. 3376, scurry, 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 to move hurriedly, dart, hurry, linger. 3377, abstract, 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 existing in thought but not concrete, theoretical, conceptual, concrete. 3378, amicable, 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 characterized by friendliness, friendly, cordial, hostile. 3379, antiquated, 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 old-fashioned, outdated, archaic, modern. 3380, bilious, 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 suffering from indigestion, spiteful, sour, irritable, pleasant. 3381, capacious, 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 having a lot of space, spacious, roomy, cramped. 3382, cognitive, 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 relating to mental processes, mental, intellectual. 3383, conversant, 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 familiar or knowledgeable, familiar, informed, ignorant. 3384, deficient, 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 lacking in amount or quality, inadequate, incomplete, sufficient. 3385, incipient, 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 in an initial stage, beginning to develop, initial, emerging, advanced. 3386, incisive, 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 analytically sharp, keen, acute, vague. 3387, lackadaisical, 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 lacking enthusiasm and determination, lethargic, unenthusiastic, energetic. 3388, malignant, 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 very virulent or infectious, harmful, dangerous, benign. 3389, migratory, 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 moving from place to place, nomadic, itinerant, stationary. 3390, orthodox, 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 conforming to established doctrine, traditional, conventional, unconventional. 3391, pernicious, 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 having a harmful effect, harmful, destructive, beneficial. 3392, problematic, 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 posing a problem, troublesome, difficult, solvable. 3393, profound, 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 very great or intense, deep, insightful, superficial. 3394, reciprocal, 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 given in return, mutual, shared, unequal. 3395, secular, 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 not connected with religious matters, non-religious, worldly, spiritual. 3396. Transcendent, 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 beyond ordinary limits, supreme, surpassing ordinary. 3397. Truculent, 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 eager to fight, aggressively defiant, belligerent, hostile, peaceful. 3398. Variegated, 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 exhibiting different colors, multicolored, mottled, monochrome. 3399. Wan, pale and giving the impression of illness, pale, ashen, flushed. 3400. Wistful, 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 having melancholy longing, nostalgic, yearning, unemotional. Unit 69. 3401. Conception, 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 the formation of an idea, idea, notion, ignorance. 3402. Conveyance, 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 the act of transporting, transport, carriage. 3403. Countenance, 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 facial expression, face expression. 3404. Encounter, 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 a meeting, especially unexpected, meeting, confrontation, avoidance. 3405. Glutton, 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 one who eats or consumes a great deal, overeater. 3406. Grove, 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 a small group of trees, woodlet. 3407. Harbinger, 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 a forerunner, precursor, herald, result. 3408. Inception, 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 the beginning, start, commencement, end. 3409. Labyrinth, 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 a complex network of passages, maze, tangle, path. 3410. Longevity, 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 long duration of life, lifespan, endurance, brevity. 3411. Meditation, 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 the act of deep thought, pondering, reflection, distraction. 3412. Oddity, 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 an unusual or peculiar thing, peculiarity, eccentricity, normality. 3413. Panache, 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 flamboyant confidence, flair, style, modesty. 3414. Quagmire, 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 a difficult or precarious situation, predicament, solution. 3415. Windfall, 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 unexpected good fortune, bonus, boon, loss. 3416. Assuage, 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 to ease or lessen, alleviate, relieve, intensify. 3417. Connive, 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 to secretly plot, scheme, collaborate, oppose. 3418. Counteract, 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 to act in opposition, neutralize, negate, aid. 3419. Distill, 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 to purify by vaporizing, purify, refine, contaminate. 3420. Enthrall, 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 to captivate, fascinate, mesmerize, bore. 3421. Imply, 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 to suggest indirectly, suggest, hint, state. 3422. Interpret, 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 to explain meaning, explain, clarify, misinterpret. 3423. Levitate, 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 to rise into the air, float, hover, fall. 3424. Malign, 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 to speak harmful untruths about, defame, slander, praise. 3425. Muddle, 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 to confuse or disorder, jumble, mix up, clarify. 3426. Predetermine, 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 to decide in advance, preordain, decide, leave open. 3427. Refute, refute, refute. To prove false. Disprove, rebut, confirm. 3428. Repudiate, repudiate, repudiate. To reject with disapproval. Disown, renounce, accept. 3429. Revert, revert, revert. To return to a previous state. Return, relapse, advance. 3430. Autonomous, autonomous, autonomous. Self-governing, independent, self-sufficient, dependent. 3431. Comprehensive, comprehensive, comprehensive. Covering completely. Thorough, exhaustive, partial. 3432. Conspicuous, conspicuous, conspicuous. Easily seen, noticeable, obvious, prominent, inconspicuous. 3433. Dapper, dapper, dapper. Neat and trim in appearance, smart, stylish, sloppy. 3434. Debonair, debonair, debonair. Charming and confident, suave, urbane. Awkward. 3435. Flippant, flippant, flippant. Not showing a serious attitude. Frivolous, disrespectful, serious. 3436. Foolhardy, foolhardy, foolhardy. Recklessly bold or rash. Rash, reckless, cautious. 3437. Guileless, guileless, guileless. Free of deceit. Innocent, honest, cunning. 3438. Impending, 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 about to happen. Imminent, forthcoming, distant. 3439. Impervious, impervious, impervious. Not affected by. Immune, resistant, vulnerable. 3440. Indolent, 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 lazy, idle, slothful, energetic. 3441. Innovative, innovative, innovative. Featuring new methods, original, inventive, conventional. 3442. Irremediable, irremediable, irremediable. Impossible to cure or correct. Incurable, irreversible, remediable. 3443. Laconic, laconic, laconic. Using few words, brief, concise, verbose. 3444. Luminous, luminous, luminous. Emitting light, radiant, glowing, dim. 3445. Maternal, maternal, maternal. Relating to a mother, motherly, paternal. 3446. Meretricious, meretricious, meretricious. Attracting attention in a vulgar manner, gaudy, tawdry, genuine. 3447. Permanent, permanent, permanent. Lasting indefinitely, lasting, enduring, temporary. 3448. Saturnine, saturnine, saturnine. Gloomy or sluggish, morose, sullen, cheerful. 3449. Subjective, subjective, subjective. Based on personal feelings. Personal, biased, objective. 3450. Subordinate, subordinate, subordinate. Lower in rank, junior, inferior, superior. Unit 70. 3451. Affidavit, affidavit, affidavit. A written sworn statement, statement. 3452. Session, session, session. The act of ceding, transfer, yielding, retention. 3453. Deterrent, deterrent, deterrent. Something that discourages, preventative, encouragement. 3454. Euphoria, euphoria, euphoria. A feeling of great happiness, elation, joy, misery. 3455. Exertion, exertion, exertion. Physical or mental effort, effort, endeavor, idleness. 3456. Expertise, expertise, expertise. Advanced, skill or knowledge, prowess, skill. Ignorance. 3457. Fresco, fresco, fresco. A painting on plaster, mural. 3458. Infidel, 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 one who does not accept a particular faith. Non-believer, atheist, believer. 3459. Influence, 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 the capacity to have an effect, impact, sway. Impotence. 3460. Itinerary, 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 a planned route or journey. Schedule, agenda. 3461. Lap, 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 the front part of body when sitting, thighs. 3462. Oblivion, 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 state of being forgotten, forgetfulness, remembrance. 3463. Pedagogy, 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 the method and practice of teaching, education, instruction. 3464. Prowess, 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 exceptional skill or ability, expertise, skill. Ineptitude. 3465. Reprieve, 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 a cancellation or postponement of punishment, respite, pardon, punishment. 3466. Sanction, 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 official permission or approval, endorsement, permission, prohibition. 3467. Sentinel, 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 a guard who keeps watch, guard, lookout. 3468. Spontaneity, 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 the quality of being spontaneous, impulsiveness, premeditation. 3469. Symbiosis, 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 mutually beneficial relationship, cooperation, hostility. 3470. Title, 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 the name of a book or work, name, heading. 3471. Torpor, 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 state of physical or mental inactivity, lethargy, energy. 3472. Tryst, 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 a secret meeting, rendezvous. 3473. Berate, 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 to scold angrily, rebuke, reprimand, praise. 3474. Betray, 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 to be disloyal to, deceive, deceive, loyalty. 3475. Bicker, 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 to argue about petty matters, quarrel, squabble, agree. 3476. Conceal, 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 to hide or keep secret, hide, cover, reveal. 3477. Divest, 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 to deprive or strip of possessions, strip, rid, invest. 3478. Doff, 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 to remove clothing, remove, take off, don. 3479. Extenuate, 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 to lessen the seriousness of, mitigate, diminish, intensify. 3480. Husband, 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 to use resources economically, conserve, save, waste. 3481. Insinuate, 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 to suggest indirectly, imply, hint, state. 3482. Levy, 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 to impose a tax or fine, impose, charge, refund. 3483. Linger, 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 to stay longer than expected, stay, dawdle, leave. 3484. Maim, 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 to wound seriously, injure, mutilate, heal. 3485. Mitigate, 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 to make less severe, alleviate, reduce, aggravate. 3486. Oust, 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 to remove from position, expel, remove, install. 3487. Prescribe, 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 to authorize as beneficial, order, dictate, forbid. 3,488. Slake, slake, slake. To quench or satisfy. Quench, satisfy. Provoke. 3,489. Apocalyptic, apocalyptic, apocalyptic. Involving disastrous events, cataclysmic, hopeful. 3,490. Chimerical, chimerical, chimerical. Imaginary, fantastical, fantastical, imaginary. Realistic. 3,491. Distressed, distressed, distressed. Suffering. From anxiety or sorrow, upset, troubled. Content. 3,492. Extant, extant, extant. Still in existence. Existing, surviving, extinct. 3,493. Industrious, industrious, industrious. Diligent and hardworking, hardworking, lazy. 3,494. Material, material, material. Important, relevant, significant, relevant, immaterial. 3,495. Nebulous, nebulous, nebulous. Vague, ill-defined, unclear, indistinct, clear. 3,496. Observable, observable, observable. Able to be seen or noticed. Visible, noticeable, invisible. 3,497. Rudimentary, rudimentary, rudimentary. Basic or elementary. Basic, elementary. Advanced. 3,498. Somnolent, somnolent, somnolent. Sleepy, drowsy, drowsy, lethargic, alert. 3,499. Subversive, subversive, subversive. Seeking to overthrow authority. Treasonous, rebellious, loyal. 3,500. Viable, viable, viable. Capable of working successfully. Feasible, impractical,